The Great Kapuk Tree by Lynn Cherry. Two men walked into the rainforest. Moments before, the rainforest has been alive with the sounds of squawking birds and howling monkeys. Now all was quiet as the creatures watched the two men and wondered why they had come. The larger man stopped and pointed at the great kapuk tree. Then he left. The smaller man took the axe he carried and struck the trunk of the tree. Whack, whack, whack. The sounds of the blows rang through the forest. The wood of the tree was very hard. Chop, chop, chop. The man wiped off the sweat that ran down his face and neck. Whack, chop, whack, chop. Soon the man grew tired. He sat down to rest at the foot of the great kapuk tree. Before he knew, the heat and the hum of the forest had lulled him to sleep. A boa constrictor lived in the great kapuk tree. He slithered down its trunk to where the man was sleeping. He looked at the gash the axe had made in the tree. Then the huge snake slid closer to the man and hissed in his ear, "Senor, the tree is a tree of miracles. It is my home where generations of my ancestors have lived. Do not chop it down." A bee buzzed in the sleeping man's ear. "Senor, my hive is in the great kapuk tree, and I fly from tree to tree and flower to flower collecting pollen. In this way I pollinate the trees and flowers throughout the rainforest. You see, all living things depend on each other." A troop of monkeys scampered down from the canopy of the great kapuk tree. They chattered to the sleeping man. "Senor, we have seen the ways of man. You chop down one tree, then come back for another and another. The roots of the great trees will wither and die, and there will be nothing left to hold earth in its place. When the heavy rains come down, the soil will be washed away, and the forest will become a desert." A bright and small tree frog crawled along the edge of the leaf. In a squeaky voice he piped in the man's ear. "Senor, a ruined rainforest means ruined lives, many ruined lives. You will leave many of us homeless if you chop down the great kapuk tree." Four tree porcupines swung down from branch to branch and whispered to the man, "Senor, do you know what we animals and humans need in order to live? Oxygen. And senor, do you know what trees produce? Oxygen. If you cut down the forest, you will destroy what gives us all life." A three-toed sloth had begun climbing down from the canopy when the man first appeared. Only now did he reach the ground. Plodding ever so slowly over the sleeping man, she spoke in her deep, lazy voice. "Senor, how much is beauty worth? Can you live without it? If you destroy the beauty of the rainforest, on what would you feast your eyes?" A child from the Yanamo tribe who lived in the rainforest knelt over the sleeping man. He murmured it in his ear, "Senor, when you wake, please look upon all of us with your new eyes." The man awoke with a start. Before him stood the rainforest child, and all of him, staring, were the creatures who depended upon the great kapuk tree. What wondrous and rare animals they were! The man looked about and saw the sun streaming through the canopy. Spots of bright light glowed like jewels amidst the dark green forests. Strange and beautiful plants seemed to dangle in the air, suspended from the great kapuk tree. The man smelled the fragrant perfume of their flowers. He felt the steamy mist rising from the forest floor, but he heard no sound, for the creatures were strangely silent. The man stood up and picked up the axe. He swung back his arm as though he was going to strike the tree. Suddenly he stopped. He turned and looked at the animals and the child. He hesitated, then dropped the axe and walked out of the rainforest. The end.